Okay.
Okay, so I'm doing problem number 7 in set B, which is let r, s, and t be the roots of x to the third plus 4x squared minus x minus 3. So since we know that r, s, t are the roots, we can assume that the equation is equal to x minus r times x minus s times x minus t. And if we factor that out, we can get that the equation is equal to x to the third minus r plus s plus t times x squared plus rs plus rt plus st times x minus rst. And then if we use the two equations, we can get that 4 is equal to negative r plus s plus t, and that negative 1 is equal to rs plus rt plus st, and we can get that negative 3 is equal to negative rst. So we can rearrange these so that we get negative 4 is equal to r plus s plus t, and that 3 is equal to rst. So what we're trying to find is this equation. So what we can do is get a common denominator, so we'll end up with s squared t squared plus r squared t squared plus r squared s squared all over r squared s squared t squared. So we already know what RST is, so if we square that, we'll get 9. So we already know that our denominator of the answer is 9. So these two equations look really similar, but if we square this, it won't look quite the same. We'll have some extra parts. So what we'll do is we'll just square both sides to this equation, so that will end up with 1 is equal to r squared s squared plus r squared t squared plus s squared t squared plus 2r squared st plus 2t squared rs plus 2rts squared. So this is what we're looking for right here. So if we take this equation and this part of the equation and figure out what we already have for what we know, we can take out a 2rst and we'll end up with r plus t plus s times 2rst. So we already know what rst is, which is 3. So then we'll end up with 2 times 3, and we already know what r plus t plus s is, and it's negative 4. So if I just set that equal to x, because we'll be able to just put that up here, it's equal to 1. So then we multiply that out, and we will end up with so then it'll equal to 25. So you'll get 25 over 9.